podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Two-Footed Extra Pod. This is our quick hit show where I'll unpack the latest news and gossip, plus rumours in the world of football. This show was brought to you by our friends over at Liberty Shield. Did you know that Liberty Shield's VPN service not only keeps your data safe, but can also help you bypass government blocks on IPTV streaming? When connected to Liberty Shield, your internet activity is encrypted, meaning your ISP can't see or block those crucial live football streams when you sit down to watch. It genuinely is the ultimate solution for staying connected and never missing a match. Right now, you can save 25% by using the code EPL25OFF. That's EPL25OFF at checkout. All caps, no spaces. Oh, and one more thing. For more in-depth analysis on the biggest talking points from around the world of football, don't miss my main show, the Two-Footed Podcast, with new episodes dropping every single weekday. And if you want more from EPL Index, don't forget our Tad Predictable preview show or the Final Whistle review show recorded immediately after the big Sunday match. Now, let's crack on. What's good, boys and girls? Two-Footed Extra on Tuesday, October 8th. Hope you're all well. Let's get into the news, where we start with the retirement of one of the all-time greats. Andreas Iniesta has hung up his boots at the age of 40 after one of the most historic careers in the history of the game. Obviously a product of the La Masia Academy at Barcelona. He went on to be one of the best midfielders the game's ever seen, part of the best three-man midfield the game has ever seen with Sergio Busquets and Xavi Hernandez. Incredible success for Barcelona, incredible success for Spain. Played for Vissel Kobe in Japan for 5 years, and then played for Emirates in the UAE this past season, and has made the decision now to retire. He probably could have gone and played in MLS for a year or so, but he's decided it's not for him, and I think that's admirable. When we look at his career, he won La Liga 9 times with Barcelona. He won the Copa del Rey on 6 occasions, the Super Cup 5 times, the Champions League 4 times, the UEFA Super Cup twice, and the World Club Cup on 3 occasions. With Vissel Kobe, he won the J1 League, he won the Emperor's Cup and the Japanese Super Cup. And with Spain, he won the European Under-16 Championship, the Under-19 Championship. He won the Senior Euros twice, and he won the World Cup. Absolutely filled his boots with medals. A phenomenal player. Genuinely one of the most enjoyable players I've ever seen. Played the game at his own tempo, with his own pace. Never needed physicality on his side. Had one of the best footballing brains you'll ever see. If you want to understand how to manipulate space on a football field, go and watch Andreas Iniesta. Just go and watch him play. If you want to understand press resistance, watch Andreas Iniesta. Decision-making, Andreas Iniesta. A sensational footballer. One of the best there's ever been. And I hope he enjoys retirement. I do wonder what comes next. Will he go on to coaching like Xavi and Xabi Alonso, his former teammate with Spain? Or will he just decide to kick back and relax? I think he would be an incredible role model if he wanted to go into academy coaching. I think he'd be an amazing asset to Barcelona as an academy coach. If he doesn't want to pursue management, as an academy coach, imagine him working with young players, teaching them about decision-making, teaching them about space, timing, angles, weight of pass. Oh, I'm going to spend 5 hours of the weekend watching Andreas Iniesta footage. Axel Tuanzebe has suffered a freak accident while washing up. He sustained a deep cut to his thumb while washing the dishes last week and is now expected to be out for at least a month. So he's obviously cut an artery or a ligament or a tendon or something. That's not good and very unfortunate timing for him and for Ipswich. Wayne Rooney has been charged with improper conduct by the Football Association following his red card in Plymouth's 2-1 win over Blackburn at the weekend. I think he probably expected that was coming. Injury hits Scotland have lost Angus Gunn for their Nations League games against Croatia and Portugal. Why has Palace frozen out Rob Holding? Because he's not good enough to play in the Premier League. That's why. Troy Parrott has talked about his struggles to live up to the hype. He says that the media hype really made him suffer and really hit his confidence. But now that he's playing abroad, playing out of the spotlight, he feels like he's doing a lot better. The pressure is too much, but he looks like he's back on track. He's doing well with AZ Alkmaar. Did really well with Excelsior last year. And hopefully Ireland can reap the rewards because he's a very talented player. Morgan Gibbs-White, Ezri Konsa and Kobbie Mainoo have been ruled out of the England squad for the Nations League games. Harry Kane has been passed fit by England's medical staff. I just feel like that's an unnecessary risk when you've got Ollie Watkins. You could just let Kane sit out. If I was Bayern, I'd probably be going mental. It's very unfortunate for Gibbs-White in particular, given he just made his debut last month for England and back in the squad this time, and the hope was he could build on that and maybe earn a regular spot in the squad, but not today. I'm sure he'll be in future squads. Konsa got hurt at the weekend and Mainoo did as well, so no surprise there with either of them. And that is, I think, all of the news, other than Manchester City have accused the Premier League of misleading clubs over the verdict in its landmark legal case on rules over commercial dealings. So, obviously, when this verdict was handed down, City released a statement which basically claimed victory. The Premier League released a statement which contradicted City's statement in a number of ways. And now City have seen fit to send a letter to the other 19 clubs and the Premier League claiming that the Premier League is misleading the clubs. Every journalist that has commented on this who doesn't work for the Times, and we'll come to that in a sec, has basically said City did not win this. They had a couple of victories on a couple of points, but overall, the Premier League and the rules were found to be both effective and that the decision-making behind the APT system was strong. And City are having a bit of a tantrum about this. Now, with the Times, there is funding behind the Times, which is connected to money that's come out of Abu Dhabi. And given the articles we've seen by Matt Lowton and Martin Samuel in recent days, I think it's fair to say City are briefing them directly. Now, Samuel will shill for anybody. Lowton, he's neither here nor there. But it's very clear that they're being fed directly by City, which is why they were declaring City's victory. And every other journalist who's looked at it, especially those who've been following the case, and those who do focus on the money in football and the finances behind things, they have not been as enthusiastic about it as City have. It's very clear that City are appointing themselves as the Donald Trump of football, where they're just declaring victory regardless of the fact that they lost on the majority of points. And the 2 points that they seemingly won on don't seem to be as consequential as maybe they were made out to be. I'll be back after the break with the gossip. Right, welcome back. So let's jump into the gossip and see what we've got. The future of Erik ten Hag will be decided at a club meeting on Tuesday. That is today. It is ongoing as we speak, with Ruud van Nistelrooy favoured to take over as caretaker if a change is made. Now, this is from The Guardian. It's written by Jamie Jackson. It would make sense for Van Nistelrooy to take over as caretaker, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. United are lining up Thomas Tuchel as a potential replacement for Ten Hag. Dutchman Ten Hag believes he retains the fate of Manchester United bosses heading into the international break. Okay. Liverpool are interested in Omar Marmoush of Eintracht Frankfurt, but Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa tried to sign him this past summer. Manchester United are considering a move for Martin Zubimendi as cover for the injured Rodri. I have doubts on that, to be honest. I really do. West Ham will price Mohamed Kudus out of a move next summer, despite interest from Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City and Chelsea. He has a release clause that kicks in next summer, so they won't do anything of the sort. Newcastle will push to sign Leroy Sané next summer when his contract expires at Bayern Munich. I just don't see that as likely, if I'm being honest. Bayern are ready to make Jamal Musiala their joint best paid player alongside Harry Kane on a wage of about $400,000 per week. He is not thought to be in talks with Real Madrid or Man City. He would not want to be in talks given that he is contracted to Bayern and his contract is not up this coming summer. It's up 2026. So therefore, if either of those clubs are approaching him, Bayern should nail them to the wall. Wolves are maintaining their full support for Gary O'Neill after sacking set-piece coach Jack Wilson. Yeah, when you can't defend, you can't score goals, and you look awful everywhere, sack the set-piece coach. That's solid logic. And finally then, Barcelona are tracking Lille and Canada striker Jonathan David. And that's it. That's all I've got for today, folks. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.